friends, welcome back to Sheena's Homestead. If you're new here, I'm Sheena and this is my homestead. Today I'm just going to take you along with me while I get some things done. I'm going to do a little crafting. As you can see, I have my St. Patrick's Day garland hanging up there, and I've already prepared all of the little things that I'm going to tie to it. Let me show you real quick. I didn't want them to get tangled, so I hung them over this box of crackers, but I took fishing line and I tied one to each end, and I'm just simply going to put it over the top of the garland and let it hang at different levels. I think it'll be super cute. I also made these bows, and I have these cute rainbow ornaments, and I think they'll go perfectly with our St. Patrick's Day theme. Another thing I'm going to show you today is this grass right here next to Liliana. I made this, I should say I grew this. This is a boot tray from Menards, and this is wheatgrass. So I soaked the seeds overnight, and then I sowed them in cocoa coir, and that's what we have. So originally I was starting this project to supplement our chickens' food, but the wheatgrass, I really want to try it because, you know, if you go to one of those fancy juicing places here in the US, they always have wheatgrass that they just cut off and like either juice or put into your smoothie. So I want to try it with you. I think it'd be really cool if we cut off a couple chunks and put it through our juicer to see what it tastes like. And from what I've heard, it grows back at least 2 more times. So maybe we'll try that before we give it to the chickens. Okay, so I'm gonna get started on this garland for you all. Liliana's just sitting here doing her schoolwork, so I'm gonna be helping her with her math while I climb up on the counter and just get our garland put together. I'm really excited about this one. It's super cute and it was really inexpensive. So as you know, I'm really into the garlands this year. We did the bat themed one for Halloween, and then we did snowflakes and like vintage ornaments for Christmas. And then we had a Valentine's one. We got everything from the dollar store. It was super inexpensive. And now we have St. Patrick's Day. So I'm super excited to get this up. Okay guys, so now we are going to work on our grass here, and we're gonna juice it. It's gonna be different, hopefully yummy, nutritious, but look at this. I mean, it's so fun. I don't even want to cut it. I put my hand through it like a million times a day. It's just awesome. We're gonna cut the wheatgrass and run it through the juicer. So I'm just gonna grab like a handful, like that, just cut. The hope is that after I cut it, it'll at least regrow one, maybe two more times. Not gonna lie, this is really fun and super satisfying. Look at all that I've harvested so far. It's pretty cool. So I am going to move you right here so that you can see my juicer. And we're gonna see how much juice we get from this small portion. Seriously, that's it from all that grass. Although I'm not surprised. It smells grassy. So yeah, let's keep going with this. Round two here. That wasted a lot there. We're gonna let that keep going, draining out into our little catch basin here, and I'm gonna cut some more grass. Round three. Okay, so Angelina is my brave child. Since she was born, I've been feeding her like whatever we eat. So she used to eat fish and wild rice at a really young age. So she's a very healthy girl and she's not afraid to try anything. So she's gonna be my wheatgrass trier. Just make sure. Got all up, there we go. Okay. So I have these little dishes that I'm gonna put it in. And I'm gonna have my water nearby in case it tastes terrible. You wanna grab something?
Yes.
Okay. So here it is. So this is the wheatgrass and an apple, actually 2 apples. And try it. We'll leave a little bit for Rob and the other kids. But I mean, come on, this has got to be really good for you, right? Look at all that dark green juice. Okay, come on over, Angelina. Angelini. Okay, here it is. Ready? Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's not that bad. I like it. Yeah. It tastes like grass and apple.
Grass and apple.
Which is exactly what it is. But I mean, for the health benefits, I could definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. We did it. Okay, so that was a really fun experiment. And this is what the grass looks like now that it's been cut. I will show you guys in a couple days what it looks like to see if it's grown back, but pretty neat. And I'll show you my microgreens that I've been growing as well. So these are peas. This is like day 2. You rinse them for, I shouldn't say rinse them, you soak them for like 8 hours. And then this is what they look like. I think these are about day 4 or 5. And you just break off the green part and eat it. We give the other part to the chickens. And this is wheatgrass just on day 2. Can you believe that? Look at the little roots already. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna get these planted. I'm gonna show you how I plant the wheatgrass. This is Coco Coir from Amazon. This is a growing medium. It is not nutrient dense. So this is just for something like microgreens where they just need something to take root in, but they're not actually growing anything that is of value like a fruit or a vegetable. This is an inexpensive way to grow something like this. So I have my booth tray. My husband gets these from Menards, and normally you just put your boots on it when they're wet by the door, but I have found that they work wonderfully for this. So you can see, this was what my grass was grown in, and it's nice and thin, so it fits on the shelves with my lighting perfectly. So I'm gonna take this Coco Coir, and I'm going to fill this with water so that it starts to expand, and then we're gonna put it into our tray. So this is what it looks like after it's gotten wet. I just kind of go like this with a fork and scrape off the wet layers to expose more of the dry. And then I put more water on. We could just let it sit for a couple minutes and it will absorb, but for time purposes, I'm doing it this way. This is what it looks like after a couple minutes, and I keep mixing it up here. And turn this so I can put water on this side. So that small little brick turned into a big container here full of dirt. Now we're gonna put this in our boot tray. And we just wanna take the dirt, spread it out evenly. And this whole brick seems to be a really good size for this tray. So you just wanna gently spread this out evenly. I'm gonna use my hands so that I can be more intentional with where the dirt goes. Plus, let's be honest, I love playing in dirt. And I so very much miss it. I can't wait to have our gardening season in full swing again. Perfect. I'm gonna grab our seeds. Now we're just gonna spread them over the top. As you can see, this is a really, really simple and easy process. And in no time at all, you'll have wheatgrass that you can cut and juice. And the health benefits are just incredible. Not to mention, this is something you can do all on your own. And the name of my game is being self-sustainable. Every single day I wake up and try to learn a new skill, a new way to feed my family, whether it's emotional feeding, religiously feeding, or physically feeding them. Just trying to learn and grow and do all the things we can with our own hands. Trying to get away from relying on a grocery store or any of that stuff. I do buy a lot of my things on Amazon, but once I have the tools, I can do things like this with them. And to me, that's a win. We've got to use the best of everything that we have to move forward. And you can do this. I promise you, anybody can. You can live in an apartment, condo, you could be renting, you could have a mansion, and you can do this. And it's oh so good for the body. It's good for the mind, heart, and soul too. I love planting things. So there we go. A good way to water your trays is by using a spray bottle. So I just keep this on the rack underneath my plants, and once a day I give it a little water. If it's feeling really light, like you can pick up your tray and be like, oh yeah, that's feeling really light, then that means you need even more. So at that point, I'll just fill up a jar and pour that in. Or if you still have water in your bottle, you can unscrew it and put that in. But that is how I judge that. So I'm gonna take this and go put it under my grow lights for now. If you just have a window or a sunny table or a skylight, anything like that, you can grow this too. Here's our seeds under our lights. Here's the ones that we just cut and juiced today. And here is a tray of wheat grass. This tray is 2 days old, so you can see the little hairs coming up, little grass blades. And this is the one that we planted together today. So the plan is, I'm waiting to see if these sprout again or grow tall enough again that we can juice them, and then after that I'll just bring the whole tray outside and let the chickens go to town. Look how cute, all the little hairs, the root hairs. Just amazing. Hi friends, so we're back on a different day, and I've decided to set up our egg incubator. So I'm just taking it out of the box and getting it all set up. It's a good idea to put down a placemat or something to put the tray on top of, because we do add water to it. So just in case there's any spilling, it's nice to have a little tray that it is on top of. So we're just gonna plug it in. So I'm just going to put this right here on top, get this plugged in, and then there's another power switch that goes to the top of the tray too. This tray is really easy to set up. I actually really love this incubator. We used it last fall and it worked perfectly. So now the two pieces just fit on top of each other, and it's as easy as that. And now I'm going to just take some water and pour it into the little 2 catch basins, and this helps to keep the humidity up at the right temperature for the eggs to hatch.
Okay, so as you can see, I have a couple duck eggs and a few chicken eggs as well. So I'm just adding the eggs to the incubator one at a time. You'll notice that some of them look kind of dirty. That's because they are. When the chickens lay an egg, it has a protective mucus over the top, and that helps to keep bacteria out. So we wouldn't want to wash that off before putting them in the incubator because we would be introducing bacteria into the egg. So unfortunately, we have to leave them dirty like this in order for them to hatch. You can see here I'm being selective as to where I put the eggs, and that's because the duck eggs are considerably larger than the chicken eggs. So I'm just kind of trying to space that out. And then here you see the finished product. In the next couple of days, I will fill in the rest of the spots with additional eggs until it's completely full.
So yeah, that was a really fun process and super exciting to get together last night. Definitely gives you vibes of spring. So me and the kids are both super excited. Here is our incubator now. So they do look a little messy, especially our duck eggs, because ducks are extremely messy. They love to play in the water and in the mud. And they often lay their eggs near that place. So they're a little bit on the messy side, but that's okay. We're really excited to see what comes forth from here, and every couple of days I will make sure to pop back on and show you any progress. The next most fun step is when we candle them, which this incubator is really neat. It actually has a light on the top. I don't know if you can see that. And you hold the egg in the darkness up to the light. And if it is a fertile and growing egg, we should be able to see some veins starting to grow on the inside. So that is really exciting. The last time we did this, we had all but one egg fertile. So I'm hoping for results like that again. We shall see. But we wanted to take you along on this process with us because it is a really fun thing to do.
Okay, so we're all set up and ready to go. Next up on this episode, I'm going to make a little something in the kitchen for you. We're gonna bake together.
Today I am making something really yummy for you. This might be a fun treat for you to bring along to any sort of St. Patrick's Day party that you might have, or just something fun to make for kids or grandkids. These are M&M chocolate chip cookie bars. They're super easy to make. You'll see it just takes me a couple minutes, and there's just a handful of ingredients. Put it all into a baking pan, or I should say like a casserole dish, and they are ready to go. It is super, super easy, and they look really impressive, and they taste even better. So let me show you how I make these. Okay, so first things first, you want to melt a whole stick of butter. Okay, so our butter is now melted. We're going to put that in first. Just kind of let it sit here while we get our other ingredients put together. That way the butter has a chance to cool down a little bit and it won't cook the egg when we put that in. So we're going to add 1 cup of brown sugar, lightly packed. So for this one, you don't need to cram it in there. And we also want to add a cup of flour. Now let me show you how to add flour the correct way to a measuring cup. Here's my flour, and the wrong way to measure flour would be to scoop it like this. That's the wrong way. And the reason this is wrong is because there's a whole lot more volume in here because you've pushed it down and compacted it. So the right way to measure flour is to use a spoon or something else to lightly put it into your cup. If you want to be more exact, you can use a kitchen scale, which I do use when I am making my sourdough bread, because for that we want it to be completely and totally correct. For this will work just fine. So I'm just gonna put this here, and now that that's cool enough, I'm going to crack an egg right in. We're gonna get that mixing. Okay, so now we're gonna add our vanilla paste. This is something I got from Trader Joe's. It's a new product and I really, really love it. The vanilla flavor in it is incredible. So we're gonna do a teaspoon of that, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of salt, we're gonna let that mix up. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. A teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so now we're gonna add in our flour. And the other thing we're gonna add is oats. So here I have organic, old-fashioned rolled oats. We are gonna use a whole cup of these. And we don't wanna overmix this mixture because then it'll get too hard and compact in the dish. We want to just mix it until it's thoroughly incorporated, and then we're going to add some chocolate chips and some M&Ms. Okay, so this is what our mixture looks like now. Time for the chocolate chips. I'm going to just pour them all in. This recipe is really easy to remember. Everything is pretty much 1 cup or 1 teaspoon of whatever the ingredients is. So I just put a whole cup of chocolate chips in, and then we're gonna put a couple M&Ms, and then we're gonna mostly put our M&Ms on the top for decoration. This mixture is ready to go in the pan. So this is my cooking spray. It is coconut spray oil. It does get a little more brown than your traditional vegetable oils, but I do not care because it is healthier for you. So we're going to do that. Our spatula and our cookies. Okay, so we're just gonna plop this right in. You see how fast this came together. Oh, and make sure you are preheating your oven to 350. This is one of those really quick desserts that you can make right as you're finishing making dinner. And it'll be nice, hot, and ready for you by the time you're done with your meal. Okay, so then you want to just kind of spread it out evenly. Make sure to leave some texture still in your dough because the top looks nice and crumbly when you're done, as long as you haven't flattened it completely. So I like to push it out to the corners and the edges, like that. And then if you just push your spatula down and kind of pull it back up, it sticks, and then you can create just a little bit of texture there, like that. So now, for the fun part, the extra part. You know me, it always has to go next level. And here we go with our next level. And these are Trader Joe M&Ms, so they have natural food coloring. And I used all of the red ones in a Valentine's Day dish. So there's no red M&Ms in this mix, but usually there is. Still pretty, and actually I think it looks more March-like with all the purples and the yellows. Let's spread out some of our colors here. But just like that. And she's all set to go in the oven. In she goes. We're gonna set our timer for 22 minutes. But yesterday, when I tried out this recipe, I did it for 24 minutes, and then I still even needed 1 to 2 more minutes after that. So, but it's always better to try on the lesser time scale and then always add more time as you go along. Everybody's oven is different, and every day the temperature outside is different too, so that can affect how long something needs to cook. While we wait on those to bake up, I am going to steam Jacob's suit. Isn't it adorable? It is his first communion this year, so he's very excited, and tomorrow we have his first communion, what is it called? It's like a retreat. So parents and kids come and they just kind of go over what's going to happen, and so the kids feel comfortable and maybe practice a little and talk about the meaning of First Communion. So I'm excited to do that, and he's excited too, and we've found his perfect suit. He looks so handsome in it. But also I'm bringing this suit tomorrow so that I can take pictures of him. That way I can use them on his invitations. I always do this. I take pictures in the church, and it's really fun, and it's a super special experience for me and my child. I did this for Angelina, and I did it for Alessandra too. It's really, really a nice way to prepare for this special day. And then we also will have those pictures on display during his party. So anyway, I'm just gonna steam up his suit so you can watch me do that. This is a really cool little hand steamer I got. It comes in great handy considering I'm a photographer, and a lot of times designers will send me clothing to model for them for pictures. So when it comes out of the box, it's usually all wrinkled up and teeny tiny small. This handheld steamer is like magic. And you could bring it with you anywhere you go. I have taken it on the road. I actually have an outlet in my car, and I have a Expedition, but I've steamed things on the road, so it's pretty cool. And the reason I would do that is because I'm on location shooting something for somebody, so I don't normally steam my clothes on the road. But you know, the occupation calls for it, so. See, it's just a couple minutes and it's all ready. I'm gonna start with his shirt since that part is the most wrinkly. You see how well that worked? Not too bad. Now for the real event, I'll make sure each and every wrinkle is out, but this will just be his undershirt for the pictures tomorrow. And let's see, I think this jacket is pretty good. I might just lightly steam the outside. You do have to be careful with some fabrics. Some fabrics melt under the steam or kind of change their look or texture. So for this, I'm not putting it up to the fabric. I'm just gonna let the steam gently work out some of those wrinkles. But I think he's gonna look so handsome. He's very, very excited. He knows all of his prayers. It's gonna be a special day for sure. And we're having a party afterwards. Party will be at one of our favorite restaurants. It's actually a German restaurant. And this looks good too. Okay, well that's that. And we've just got a couple minutes left on our cookies and we'll take them out and give them a try. Okay, let's check on those cookies. Oh yeah. Shaping up nicely. All right, so here we are. We are at the taste test. I just scooped out a little bite for Liliana. It is not dessert time yet, so we're not gonna eat a whole bar, but this is good enough just to let me know, is it perfect? You missed the M&M. You think?
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
Okay.
Awesome. Does it taste like a cookie?
Yes.
Yep. It's a cookie bar, and apparently these are great for freezing. So I'm gonna give that a try, and I will let you know how it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna take you over to where my grow lights are and my plants, and we will end our episode there. So hold on one second. So the beginning part of this episode, you saw how we grew that wheatgrass and then cut it and juiced it, and it was really delicious. Made us feel like fresh, rejuvenated, and of course it's super good for you. So we're definitely gonna do that again. This is 3 days later, so I'm gonna show you the amount of growth in just 3 days, and I'm gonna show you the one that we planted together. So this is the one that we cut and juiced together. I would say probably tomorrow or the next day we would be able to cut and juice that again. I'm not quite sure if we're gonna do that or if we're gonna let the chickens eat this round. This was the one that I showed you that was in progress. Look how big that is. And this is the one we planted together. So that is the growth in 3 days. It's pretty amazing. And right here are my little basil plants. I pruned them quite a bit this week. We ate a lot of basil. So I've just got them under the lights to kind of give them a quick growth rejuvenation, but not bad, huh? Okay, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for coming along with me and choosing to spend your time with me. I feel extremely, extremely grateful, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your comments, your likes, all of your thumbs ups, and of course for subscribing. If you don't mind sharing me with a friend, I would be really, really appreciative of that. I've got a lot more coming for you in the next couple months. I can't even believe how much we're going to do. I'm super excited for our garden this year. We have baby chicks and baby ducks in the incubator, so I will give you updates on that. And we're just moving right along to spring, which makes me so happy. I am a spring baby, so is Liliana, so that might have a little something to do with it. But we are really excited to get our hands in the dirt and to get started. It looks like it was a mild winter. Crossing my fingers, knocking on wood. We did get a little bit of snow yesterday. Hopefully we're done with the big snowstorms, but since I said that, it'll probably snow tomorrow, like 5 feet. Just kidding. But hopefully we're done with all of that, and hopefully we have a warm spring, and maybe, just maybe, we can get a couple of things in the ground before our frost date. I'm looking at maybe trying a hoop-topped garden so that we can try some of our brassicas and things like that and get them in the ground. So please tune in soon. I have lots more coming for you, and I'm just so happy to spend this time with you. Thank you for choosing to be with me. Have a great night, friends. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.